here from South Dorset Spurs. Spurs have drawn, I was about to say been beaten by Watford 1-0, it feels like that. We've drawn 1-0 with Watford here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Again, another unconvincing display against a team who are bottom of the league, winless in all their 9 Premier League games, and yet we still can't get over the line.
It's really, really disappointing. I am always really positive. I always try to stay really positive all the way through it, but today's performance was really poor, I felt. Losing to Munich as we did is embarrassing. And Brighton, but that's embarrassing really. I just felt there was no fight at all. I just really, really disappointed not to see any kind of real passion, because you would expect, having the break and all the talk, you'd expect a reaction, someone to really go for it. I just can't see it, can't feel it.
To get a reaction in games like these, when you've had 2 heavy defeats and you really need to be up for it, when can you see us turning it around? When is that reaction going to come? Is it possible? How can he turn it around, do you think?
I am a Poch in all the time, right? I love the guy. I think he's a great manager. I think I think if anyone can turn it around, he can, right? But sometimes it just comes to a natural conclusion. And as much as it pains me to say that, I think we may be heading for that, because if you look at his body language today just seems so kind of resigned to it. And that's how I feel looking at the players. They kind of seem, here we go again. We're 1-0 down, here we go again. I just hope that he kind of sparks something somewhere. He gets some inspiration from somewhere, because it just feels so flat.
What do you do if you're Pochettino? He's changed it a few times already this season. People were calling for Eric Dyer to come in. He came in against Brighton, didn't play well. Everyone was saying we need to switch up the defence. He went 3 in the back today. That didn't really help. People were saying Lucas to get more game time. He started Lucas. He had to haul him off after an hour. Where do we change things? And what do you ask to do?
I kind of get the feeling, right, when you're talking about social media and fans and stuff like that, whoever's not playing becomes the saviour, right? So Eric Dyer was getting absolutely ripped before he went off injured and had all that long layoff. And then all of a sudden everyone's saying, we need him back because he's going to do whatever. He comes back and the expectation on him is so high, and when he doesn't deliver, he's back to pants again. And it's the same for Lucas. They're calling for Lucas. He needs more game time. He's going to be the best thing. He came on today. He struggled. So it's almost like if you're not playing, you're the saviour.
Stock's never higher when you're not playing at the moment.
Exactly. And I think he's tinkering so much, trying to get a balance somewhere, because I don't think he really understands who's playing for him, who he's going to get the best out of, who's in form. Because he's really loyal, right? And that may, in the end, become a fault, because he's so loyal to the players, because he believes in them, and he's trying to instill that belief in them, that maybe he's just too loyal, and maybe he just needs to go, you know what? These are the players I need for the future. Come hell or high water, that's what I'm going to play. That's how we're going to play. That's who I'm going to play, and see where that takes us.
Do you think we need to kind of go back to where we were 4 or 5 years ago, when we needed a few young up-and-coming players back in the team to add that fresh energy? Because it seems to have gone a bit stale at the moment with these players who don't really have that motive. It doesn't seem like they have that motivation, that passion to drive themselves forward anymore.
Yeah, I just don't get that from players. How can you lose your passion for playing a game like this? I mean, most of us would give our iron teeth to be in that position, right? So I don't understand why they lose that drive. But yeah, for me, I just think maybe he needs to say, well, okay, I'm going to pay Tananga or whatever. So apologies to him if I get his name wrong. But maybe if he's the future and that's where he sees it going, maybe he should just go, you know what, I'm putting him in. He'll have to learn. Him and Sanchez are going to be the pairing. Let's make it work, and let's work on that, because I'm wasting my time trying to teach an old dog new tricks if it's not working.
Do you think 3 in the back was, considering we were playing Watford at home, do you think that maybe a bit was the wrong time to maybe go with that formation?
Well, I just think when you look at Rose and Aurier, the idea of 3 at the back is to give them that whip to kind of bomb on. I didn't see Danny Rose, and I'm a great Danny Rose fan, or I have been a great Danny Rose fan. I haven't seen him take anyone on at all. He kind of runs towards players as if I'm waiting for a challenge so as I can get a foul. And that's kind of, I don't know whether he's lost his mentally, whether he thinks he can't take people on or what, but he kind of just runs and hopes for a tackle. And I just think that's where it kind of fell down. You know, the free at back is fine, provided your fullbacks are bombing on and putting the crosses in. How many of that did you see today?
Not enough threat going forward, were they, the fullbacks?
Not at all, not at all. I didn't see anything coming across at all. And even Aurier crossing the ball, I mean, his crossing was poor today, you know. So if there's no one to challenge him, in his words, then where are we going? You know,
And Dele Alli, was a big performance from him, a big performance needed from him today, given all the talk of him getting back to his best, and all the talk of him dropping a few commercial deals to maybe focus on his football. What do you think of his performance today?
Hit and miss. I thought good in patches. I think he's getting better, but not quite there yet. And I think that's the same with a lot of them. For me, the main player today was Sissoko, who was running around, putting so much effort in, but almost for nothing, almost like running around like a headless chicken, just trying to put out fires. And for me, that's not what we want. You know, we need our passing, our press. There's no press. I mean, I thought Watford actually pressed far better than us today.
Let's be honest, if Watford were a better team, they would have won 2-3-0 today.
Easily. I mean, I think a draw actually flatters us, if I'm honest. I think we probably deserved to lose. I think Watford probably did shade it, you know. And you can't say they just put everyone behind the ball and just sat there. I didn't feel that. I felt that there were occasions when they broke away, and if they'd had better quality up front, I think they could have buried us, to be honest.
Cheers for coming on, Lee. Thanks a lot, mate.